Good evening. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. My name is Leon Jones, and this evening I'm going to get into my favorite series. I'm going to talk about the scam series once again. Now, this time, I have to talk about social media. And the reason why I'm talking about social media, because that is where a lot of the players are coming for you. And with social media, I'm talking about Instagram, Facebook, even on YouTube. And their havens, particularly if you are gullible, they're going to hack your accounts. They're going to use your name with somebody else's picture. And you could even appear on some of these porn group sites with your face on somebody else's body. But when we deal with social media, it's also a place where they're going to come for a lot of your information. And with that information, they want to come get your money. Now, I've had my Facebook account hacked. That's why I don't go on Facebook. Other areas of social media where they're coming for you, dating sites. Used to be the dating sites were a place between, I'd say 2000 and 2012 that you could actually find somebody. Now, back in the days, the scam when it came to dating sites, and they are social media as well, you wouldn't get the bots, but here's what you would get on the dating sites then. And the men had to pay. And I'll give you a site where men had to pay and women didn't have to pay. It was called matesone.com. Now, what happened on that site would be if they're not getting any money, here's what they would do. They would send thousands of emails to your inbox. And as a man, you had to pay $50 a month. So, in order to get the money to see those emails or those messages, you'd have to pay to open up those messages. And once you open up those messages, what did you get? You got no picture and you got a message that was created by the company. That's a big scam out there. Nowadays, if you go on any of these dating sites, and they're also on Plenty of Fish, they're also on Facebook, get bots. Some of them that look like an actual person, but they aren't. The bottom line is when you're online, you have to beware who you give your information to. Now, I have a LinkedIn page. Somebody got into that. And they got into that by using my company as if they work for me, Quality Control Inspection Services. Now, I live here in Indiana, and they're claiming that, oh, well, they work for me in Hampton, Virginia, which there's no way. And here's why. Because when I have a company, when I do business, I don't have anybody but myself. Why? Because I don't want anybody. Because I'm cheap. I got to pay them. Reason why I don't want anybody, because I don't trust that they're going to do what I asked them to do. Now, in need, that's one thing. But this person lied and said he worked for me. And I didn't even know who the guy was. That was on LinkedIn. Also, something else that's a scam. It's outright thievery as well. Some of these shorts that people do on YouTube. Now, what makes the shorts a scam is you have some people who are taking shorts that aren't yours and are uploading them to their shorts on their channel so they get more subscribers. Well, the shorts bring in a lot of money. And I know a few YouTubers who have done that, and they've seen, I've seen their subscribers exponentially grow. Also, something else that's a real scam too particularly on YouTube. Even YouTube scams people. YouTube likes to suppress people's views, suppress people's subscriptions. YouTube also cuts your stream off. Well, that's a scam. And another scam, I believe, and I'm picking on YouTube tonight, super chats. Well, the problem I have with super chats is Google is already a big company. Number of people advertise on Google. The problem is Google gets a lot of the money from all the advertisements, whereas if a YouTuber is putting out content, how much money are they getting for advertisements on their channel? And I'm talking about when they have clean content. Now, YouTube is social media. So the person that's doing the content is getting scammed, whereas the company, Google, is making big money. Google also makes big money from super chats. They get 30% of the monies that come in if somebody is doing a live stream. Let's say if somebody donates $100 via super chat. Well, yes, the content creator is going to get 70% of that money, but you think about it, $30 of that 100 goes right to Google. You might not think that's a lot of money, but suppose you have 1 million, 2 million people. That comes to a lot of money. Facebook. All these sites on social media, they have a lot of scams and a lot of people are unaware. And the problem with social media is many people have incorporated social media into their lives. They forget how the real world works. And they think there's scams out in the real world. Well, you look at everything now on social media, a lot of scams. So you have to be aware of what's going on. Now, I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to get into some of these scams that are going on. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Let me get into some videos on how to avoid some of these scams. You may want to watch this because you may be an individual who is being scammed.
Who values an Ivy Tech Community College associate degree? Well, these Indiana colleges do.
In Money Watch today, scammers are taking to social media in order to exploit unsuspecting victims, sometimes me.
Yeah. When you order cheap.
Yes, I know.
When you order cheap.
It looks so good in the picture. But...
Right. In turn, there are a growing number of young people being targeted by online shopping scams. According to the FTC, listen to this, online shopping is the most common type of scam, not the phone scam, not the fake kidnappings, but there are still several other creative ways that bad actors are talking to people to take their money.
Julie, how do you say your last name?
Jargon.
Jargon.
Like jargon.
I did not expect it to be pronounced jargon. I should have just gone with it. All right, Julie Jargon joins us now from Los Angeles. She is a family and technology columnist for the Wall Street Journal. Never uses jargon herself, only in the byline. Okay, Julie, first question. What are the most common types of online scams, and who are these scammers going after?
Online shopping scams are the most common type of fraud, and they often start on social media. And it's often young adults that are being targeted. A lot of the scams are for products, clothing, other items that people order, home goods, that kind of thing, that either don't show up at all or that show up not being quite what people ordered.
Maybe they show up kind of worn, dirty, broken. It has happened to me that I see something on Instagram. The algorithm knows me all too well. I promise myself I won't buy something off of it, and then I do it again. So please advise us fools on how to avoid being scammed on social media.
Well, the old adage that if it's looks too good to be true, then it probably is is one of the key things to remember. But also, a lot of times, people will just tap through the ad and buy the product directly from the ad. It's best to open a new browser and go to the product or company's website and check that out first, see if it's legitimate. And the other thing to do is just to Google the company or product. A lot of fraudulent products have already been reviewed by other people and have been called out on blogs, on Reddit, other forums that you can find just simply by Googling the product name.
Hey, Julie, is there a difference that one can point to between fraud or a scam, which feels like almost a legal term, and just buying a lemon? Like you thought you were buying a bag, looked great in the picture, and it just arrives and it feels cheaper or worse, or wasn't what you expected.
There is a distinction, and I think a lot of time this happens with clothing, especially. You buy something and then you get it, and it doesn't look like it did on the model in the ad. It doesn't. The fabric isn't the quality you expected. But then there are things that are complete scams. We interviewed a woman who purchased what she thought were plastic organizing boxes for shoes through an ad that she saw on TikTok. And what she received instead was just a plastic bag. She didn't get the boxes at all.
That's amazing. Wow.
Numerous other people had the same experience.
It's happened to me on on Amazon, where I open the package and there's nothing there. I don't think it's necessarily a scam. It might have been just some, I don't know,
that sounds
a
like
mistake.
an AI or a robot error. Like they didn't put it in the box.
Yeah, they send it later. But yeah, I can think of one brand where they severely Photoshop
Don't
the
say
models.
on TV. We'll have to get
never,
comment. All right, Julie Jargon of the Wall Street Journal. Julie, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
And as we deal with scams as well, don't forget there are scams that try to scam you when it comes to getting jobs. Now, I'm going to play another clip. And this is from ABC. Again, all these videos I'm sharing, they're for educational use only. Fair use. Fair use.
We turn now to an ABC News exclusive on a new warning from the Federal Trade Commission about social media scams. Americans are being cheated out of billions of dollars, and Ariel Reshef is here with the details on how to protect yourself. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, Rebecca. This report from the FTC is sounding the alarm on social media scams. The amount of money lost growing drastically, and experts say just by clicking an ad, you could accidentally fall victim.
Hannah Ford of Texas says she thought she was buying a gift for a friend from a social media ad.
Everything looked really legitimate. It had positive customer reviews. There was a video of her showing off her storefront at her location in Florida.
But when her order never arrived, she noticed the social media page and website for the company no longer exists. She had been scammed.
I was definitely surprised that this happened to me.
The FTC sharing new data exclusively with GMA, showing that since 2021, consumers lost a staggering $2.7 billion to social media scams, which it says have grown exponentially each year since 2019.
And you have to remember, these are just the people who reported to us. We know that most people never report fraud. So this appears to be the tip of a very large iceberg, and it's concerning.
The FTC says scams are a problem for all ages, but the numbers are most striking for younger people. In the first half of 2023, in reports of money lost to fraud by people 20 to 29 years old, social media was the contact method more than 38% of the time. And for people 18 to 19, it was 47%. When it comes to protecting yourself, experts say don't be so fast to click on those ads.
Do your homework, search the company, maybe look up their name with the word complaints or scams, and see what you find before you send your money.
And a few more tips for avoiding social media scams. Always read the reviews on social media, but don't stop there. You should also look for reviews on other sites, and you want to check how long that social media account has actually been active. You can do that by looking how far their posts date back, and many times these scam accounts are put up and taken down pretty quickly. You guys, just the tip of the iceberg, as you heard there.
Yeah, just taking advantage of innocent people. All right, thank you so much, Ariel.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like...
Well, there you go. That's a good point that was made, especially you have a Facebook account or Twitter account, go back to see how far the posts have been made. I guarantee a number of individuals don't check that at all. Also, something you should be aware of too, that young lady, there was another scam that was involved in that video. And I did a video on it a couple of weeks ago. That's that delivery scam. And I'm still getting a number of emails about a delivery that's not coming to my house. Well, basically, a lot of these scams happen when you see something on one of those sites. Could be an email. And I do advise people not to click on any emails or any sites, anything that looks suspicious. And one thing I always tell you when we deal with scams here is watch out for the attachments. You see, when I do videos, the scams are different. However, there's always something that you will find common with all these scams. You're going to find domain names that are wrong. That's very common. The biggest thing that I found with these scams have been attachments. Do not open any attachments because once you open an attachment, you might even infect your computer with a virus. And now you have another problem. But again, that person, they thought they were getting a legitimate purchase, ended up wrong. Again, this is what happens when you deal with social media. And let me tell you something. These hackers, they're going where the crowd goes. And they know the young people are susceptible to social media. And now, social media is just not on your computer, it's on your cell phone too. A lot of people, particularly young people, they're using their cell phones for purchases. I'm going to go ahead and show you some more.
Today, we are kicking off our 12 Days of Scams series, and we want to protect your money and your personal information this holiday season. On our first day of scams, we're focusing on social media ads. You've likely seen them pop up on Facebook or maybe Instagram, and they can advertise anything from clothing to gadgets, and they often offer what seem like incredible deals. Well, the Better Business Bureau Scam Tracker takes in reports of people being scammed by these ads nearly every day. In fact, the 2022 BBB Online Scams report found that online purchase scams were the most common cons reported. People end up paying for items they never receive, get charged monthly for a free trial they never signed up for, or get an item that is counterfeit or much different than the one advertised. Often, if you click on these ads, they'll take you to a site that may not be what it seems.
You've got to ask yourself a question, why are these such a great deal? Because typically if something sounds too good to be true, it generally is. And so you just have to be very, very cautious when you start to shop off of a place that you've never been to before, especially one that's shoved in front of you on social media or any other place.
The key here, like many things in life, is to do your research. Make sure the business website isn't trying to mimic another real site. Check for any misspellings and ensure the site is an HTTPS site. And look for contact information that goes beyond just an email. You can also check out the company's business profile on the BBB website. Now, coming up tomorrow, we'll turn our focus to social media gift exchanges such as Secret Sister or Secret Santa Dog. And by the way, you can keep up with each of our 12 days of scams by visiting our website right now at WBIR.com.
Again, one thing that I'm going to do as I talk about the scams, I'm going to show you what's going on from people who have actually experienced these scams. And I've had some fraud committed against me as well. I'm here to make you aware that I don't care how smart you are, you're always going to have somebody that's going to try to outsmart you. You just have to be one who is clever enough yourself to understand what's going on. And with social media, something else that you're going to have a lot of impersonators, somebody that's impersonating a friend. And one thing that happens on social media, they may impersonate somebody that you know, and they may tell you you can go claim a certain amount of money, like $100,000. They'll say, well, I've got $100,000, and they'll send you a link. And they're going to be so persistent on asking, did you hit the link? Let me know if you got the money. Well, you really aren't going to get any money. What happens is you're going to get a gift card. And that's generally what happens. And when you ask them for a site, particularly from the government, they're going to give you a Gmail site. Already, that should already trigger a red flag right there. It's happened to me a few times. And for giggles, I just went in there and looked at the site that they gave me, and it took me to a UPS store. Now I already knew it was a scam, and I already told the individual was trying to hack my account. I said, it's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam because the government uses GOV in their domain name. And this is why you have to be very diligent when you're online shopping, when you're on social media. Like some of these people going into these DMs, thinking that they're emailing a Instagram model. It might not be an Instagram model. That might be a bot that looks like an Instagram model. It could be somebody hidden behind that Instagram model while you're donating that person some money. Might not even be a woman. Might be a man who's got a picture up there collecting your money, becoming rich. And see, when you're naive and you're weak and you don't know any better, you're going to fall for this fraud. So I'm just going to say this. The holiday season is gone, but the scams aren't gone. Scams are going to always continue. In fact, they're ramping up ever since 2019 and 2020. And there are going to be more people out there trying to scam, because scamming is fast money as long as you don't get caught. But I'm here to find out every scam, and I'm going to put it up on my channel, because this is the place where you can come for the scam series. And again, I'm just going to say this before I end this video. Beware of where you send your information, because the moment you send the information to the wrong place, you've been compromised. So in the end, just like mom and dad used to tell us, stop, look, and listen. If something doesn't smell right, it isn't right. If something is too good to be true, shake your head on it. It is too good to be true. Because when you put it all together, something smells bad, it's bad. Something is too good to be true, it is too good to be true. In the end, you got a scam. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're looking for some STEM content, we'll be getting into what we call false work, which includes scaffolding and shoring. That's going to be tomorrow on the QCIS channel. And again, On that channel, I'm going to give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Now, every time I record videos on 401 Talk Zone Radio Show channel, that's this channel, and my other channel, the QCIS channel, videos will also be posted onto my Twitter page. Now, for the QCIS channel, I go a little further since it's more education based. You can also find videos from the QCIS channel posted on to my LinkedIn page. And in the end, blessed for what you have, don't worry about what you don't have. Always know that the sun rises in the east, sets in the west. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if the shoe fits, wear it. If you don't like the shoe, change it. Once again, thank you for listening to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone Radio Show right here on YouTube. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. I want you all to have a wonderful, gracious evening. God bless you. I'm out.